Alright, I don't know how loud my mic is and if you can even hear me, but OBS Studio says you can, so you can, I guess. My take on life, this video is not scripted at all, really just hitting record and talking. I don't know, there's no script, there's no idea. I'm literally just running around in Minecraft, collecting clay for enchantment books and all that. I'm 17. In 5 months. I'm going to be 18 and entering the world of adulthood with responsibilities, and suddenly I'm 18 and everything changes. At least that's how people make it seem. And I don't really want to turn 18, not because I'm afraid of the responsibility of being an adult or I just don't want to grow up. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I am kind of in a crisis, I would say. I'm confused on what I want to do for work. I'm confused on what I want to do when it's time to choose a career. All those types of stuff. And like I try to get into a more positive mindset, just thinking, I'm where I'm supposed to be, but I can't escape the feeling that maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I just don't want to be stuck. Most of almost all of my holidays, like school holidays and stuff, I have spent in my room, maybe going out to hang out with a friend or two once in a blue moon during the holidays. But like this 2 week holiday, 2 month holiday, the December holiday after school, after finishing exams, it was good. It was good. It was fun. Can't say that it was wasted. Honestly, I feel blessed to say that I don't feel like I wasted 2 months doing nothing on holiday. But it's just now I feel stuck because after the holiday it's back to school. I'm in matric, grade 12, my final year. I'm a senior now, and it's scary because they make it seem so much more like they make it seem so much more intimidating and like difficult than grade 11, which is supposed to be your most difficult year because of the fact that you apply to universities with your grade 11 report and your grade 11 test scores and marks. All that's what they are going to look at, your grade 11 marks, not necessarily your matric, your grade 12. They look at your grade 12 to see, did this person perform well in their second last year, and if they did they continue performing well? And I just think it's kind of unfair because not necessarily unfair because of course everyone has their own experiences, everyone is going through their own stuff, and they make it seem like there's no excuse, not even the fact that you have your own life outside of school. They make it seem like if you don't perform well in both of these grades, you're going to fail. You're going to fail horribly and you're going to not get into any university, not going to achieve anything in life. And that's kind of like the whole idea that they try to plant inside your head. It feels like that you need to work hard. Oh, grade 11 is your most important year. I didn't perform bad in my grade 11 year last year. I didn't perform bad. I'm happy with my maths mark. I did relatively well, slightly above average. But now it feels like because I performed well there's now just like a ton more pressure on me for this year. And it's true. I mean, like, because someone performed well in one grade, now they are expected to perform well in all other grades, coming up after the one they performed well in. And it's just, it's the truth. It is expected from you, and you kind of course, you need to go for it. You need to aim for that, make that your goal for you to achieve. But it just feels like, I don't know, I want to say it's too much. Of course, it's overwhelming. I'm not the only one who feels like that, so it doesn't really make a difference if I say it's overwhelming or not, because it is. Like my situation is not necessarily special, but that's kind of what I'm afraid of. That my circumstances and what I'm going through is not different than anything anyone else has went through. I am 110%. Obviously, I'm not the only person or the first person to feel like this about their school, their careers, confused on what they want to do. 100%. Of course, I'm not the only one. But I do feel like that, and of course I share similarities in the circumstances of my feelings and what I feel, what I'm going through, and the pressure put on me. I'm not the first person, so of course there's going to be similarities. So my story or my situation is not much different than anyone else's, but at the end of the day, it is my situation. It is my midlife crisis I'm going through. It is mine, so I don't know. I'm confused on what I want to do in this new digital age. I grew up with the idea that tech and technology and computers are taking over the world, and then years passed and eventually it didn't take over the world. It just helped, it assisted in everyday life. The internet, one of the greatest achievements in humanity. Wikipedia, YouTube, entertainment, anything like that is digital, it's tech. And then I decided I want to go into game development or some form of IT or computer stuff, anything like that. I was aiming for that. I started using Blender, practiced a bit, didn't really get far with that, but I tried. The point is, I tried and realized that maybe I need to focus more on what's being put in front of me than what is being anticipated. And then I did. And then I realized when I stopped focusing on what I want to achieve, I started focusing on what affected my chances of achieving what I want. And in my situation now, it's AI. When I took a step back and looked at the possibilities of what career I want to pursue for the rest of my life, what I want to do to make money one day, to survive, to make a living. When I took a step back from trying to achieve that already before even finishing high school, I realized that my chances are kind of slim to none. Because when the internet first came out, when the internet first became a thing, and when people started saying, oh, computers are going to take over the world, all of this stuff, then they realized it didn't. It wasn't taking over the world, it was massively assisting in humanity, almost, in helping people find information and being entertained and making livings and pursuing dreams, whatever. It's an amazing thing, technology. But then I realized AI, everything is AI now, and I wasn't necessarily like there for the the rise of computers, the rise of the internet, all that. I wasn't old enough to realize what's going on when a new era occurred, but now I am. Now I am. and now we are going into a new era of AI, and it scares me. It scares me a lot. I'm scared of it. I don't know how it's going to affect my chances of succeeding in life and achieving what I want to achieve, but the tech job market, when AI first like became good and people realized, holy, this is like a new thing, this is going to change the world, this is going to replace millions of humans and millions of hours of labor, and then there were like the mass layoffs and firing of employees in tech companies and all that type of stuff. Anything digital that requires human labor, like on a computer or anything, they just said, nope, sorry, we have AI now. You can go enjoy your life. And then they realized it didn't work. It wasn't working as well. And they started hiring again, but it was so difficult to get back in because when there were mass layoffs, and compared to when there were the mass layoffs, when AI became a thing, and when they realized AI wasn't going to replace humans completely, comparing those two like timelines, the whatever, there were a lot more people wanting to work in tech and IT or anything relating to something with AI, that AI they thought AI could replace, anything like that. There were a lot more people wanting to work in the tech job market than there were when they fired all of them, or most of them. So it was really difficult to get a job in tech and IT and, for example, game development or anything like that. And that was a few years ago. As opposed to now, as opposed to now, it's, I feel worse because it's so much harder to get into it now than it was getting back into it after being fired, for example. And it's so hard to build the necessary skills and experience when almost all of the entry parts and the early parts of entering into a job market revolving around tech and something AI can replace, entering it and gaining experience is a lot harder now because of AI, and because most of the tasks that people gain experience from is now replaced with AI, and humans, they just can't really replace it back. So gaining experience now is a lot harder in the tech job market than it was before AI became like a big thing and people started using it to replace humans. It's crazy because how do you get into a senior role when you can't even get into an early role, into a entry role, because you need an entry role to gain experience, but all of the tasks you need to complete to gain experience is being replaced by AI, and it's too expensive to get you into it, let, let alone millions of people wanting to have a job in the tech job market. It doesn't work. You can't gain the necessary experience like you used to be able to. And it being as difficult as it is, it's not impossible at all, because at the end of the day, people have been doing it for years and years and years and entering senior roles that at now, by this point, they are the ones working with AI and working on AI and whatever. And it's not impossible. They achieved it. What's stopping you? The fact that it's AI is replacing you. They didn't have AI when they had to gain experience. AI wasn't a thing like it is now. So they were able to gain experience, complete tasks, requiring everything that people are trying to get now. The experience, the whatever it is, the experience living and working with the stuff, and now it's just way more difficult. You can't get into a senior role anymore like you were able to. It's a lot harder now. And I don't really know where I'm going with this thing about AI. I guess I'm just ranting because I don't know what I want to do for my career one day. I don't know how I'm going to make a living. And at this point, I cycle a lot, I go out a lot. Most of my holidays I spent in my room doing whatever, playing Minecraft or something, and now I don't. I go out, I cycle. Yesterday I went to the top of a mountain close to me and I climbed down it to the other side, s- ran 2 kilometers to a nearby shop to get something to drink, went back, climbed the mountain again, and went home. And I was home before sunrise, or before sunset. And I was out for so long, and I realized that this is what I want to do. It's raining right now. Let me close my window. And I realized that this is what I want to do. I want to explore. I want to go out. I want to go run around and cycle places I've never been before, or places I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to when I have a job or if I have a job. So I want to experience it now before I turn 18 and into the world of adulthood that is so highly spoken about and is so, I don't know. It's just I don't know what I don't know what's being expected from me, and I don't know how I'm going to fulfill expectations. I don't know what I'm gonna do to achieve what people in my life want me to achieve. And it's a crazy thing because I was so sure about game development, but then again, I was also so sure about greenkeeping and going to Scotland or some other country to go greenkeeping and being paid a stipend or being assisted with food and housing so I can work back what they taught me, whatever. And I was so sure about working with dogs and canine groups and private security and whatever. I was so sure about all of that. And now I'm so sure about I want to explore. I want to save up and then after grade 12, after I finish my final exams of high school, I want to just go to a country and backpack around or hitchhike around and just travel. I'm so sure about that, and I was so sure about game development. I don't know what to do anymore because I was so sure about every opportunity that I thought I was given, or every opportunity I thought I wanted to do as a career. Everything I tried, everything that was given to me, everything that was showed to me, I was so sure about it every time, and then just something new came along, and then I just decided, no, that's what I want to do. Oh, game development? I like games. No, that's what I want to do. Oh, working with dogs? I like protecting people. I like dogs. Let me do that. Traveling and working on a beautiful golf course for work or in being assisted with food and housing. Yeah, I want to do that. I don't know what I want to do. And I'm not the only one who feels like this. A lot of people feel like this. But then there's so many people who know exactly what they want to do right when they start high school. And then they pursue that and then they achieve that. And I feel like for me it's too late for that because I'm in my final year of high school and I don't know what I want to do. They just came into high school and they know exactly what they want to do. By the time they graduate, they are on fully on their way to doing what they want to do. I just feel behind kind of on that. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like that, but I'm not comparing myself to anyone else. I'm comparing myself with myself because me a month ago, for example, wanted to do game development and I was ready to pursue that. I bought a course on Udemy on game development and coding for Python and C Sharp. I took that course for a little while, so I know a little bit about it. But then that was me a month ago. I knew what I wanted to do. Now, a month later, I've completed a course, on game development on Udemy, but now I don't know what I want to do. I'm just scared of entering the world of adulthood at this time, in this age, because of the uncertainty of what AI and the financial market and the economy. Nobody knows what it's going to be, and I don't know how to make money. I don't know how I'm going to make a living. I don't know how I'm going to afford my own house or apartment one day. I don't know if I'm going to have a stable income every month or every week. And it's not that I don't want to do the work for it. It's not that I don't want to achieve or do the effort to achieve. I just don't know how. And I've researched and I've watched motivation videos and I've looked at things. I've looked at other people's stories on how they achieved it when they were in a similar mindset and situation as I am in. I've watched so many videos on that. I've listened to so many people in my life. I've been preached to by so many people, but it doesn't help. The more and more people preach to me, the more and more motivation videos I watch, the more and more life advice I hear, the more uncertain and unsure I become about what I want in life. I know what I want in life. I want freedom. I want financial freedom. I want mental freedom. I don't want to be trapped. And I know how to achieve it. I need to become successful. I need to work. I need to make money. I need to invest. I need to do all these things. But then when I try to start doing that, it's just a loophole where I go back to the first part of, I don't know what I want, but I do know what I want. So I look at how to achieve it, and then I start trying to do that, and then I fail, and I'm confused, and I fail, and I fail, and I fail again. And I know people say there's millions of stories like this where you fall down 7 times, you stand up 8, you will not keep stuff like that. It's such a cliche, however, and it's happened so many times with so many people. So what makes me special? What makes me different? Absolutely nothing. But even then, I still want to believe that I can achieve what I want by doing what I'm doing. And even then, I don't know. I'm unsure about my life. I'm unsure about most of the things expected by me. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I just hit record on this video and wanted to say something, just say anything to get it off my chest, and hopefully this video will get like 2 views, and hopefully someone will have watched and listened. People can watch this video, people can scroll by this video, whatever. Just need someone to listen. Someone who feels similar to how I feel, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. Don't know how I'm going to achieve what I want. Yeah, thanks for watching.